Hello. On this one, I want to talk about gluttony. So I'm going to try to make this as short as possible. There's a very few scriptures that talk about it, but there are some, like Philippians 3:18 to 3:19. In verse 18, it basically Apostle Paul is saying that there's many that walk that are enemies of the cross of Christ. Now, I want you to note that it says that along with this in verse 19, whose end is destruction, whose God is their belly, and whose glory is their shame, who mind earthly things. Proverbs 23:2, and don't take this literally, the next thing I'm about to read, but I think this shows how Solomon, saw gluttony, and I believe that the Holy Spirit gave him revelation of gluttony being a dangerous thing for a person. So it says, and put a knife to your throat if you be a man given to appetite, which is basically a clear warning, to basically not be a glutton. Verse 21 in the same chapter says, for the drunkard and the glutton shall come to poverty, and drowsiness shall clothe a man with rags. Psalms 78:18 says, and they, meaning those that were in the wilderness 40 years, tempted God in their hearts by asking meat for their lust. So that made me think of, well, gluttony could be considered lust. Yes. Now, one reason why I'm talking about this, I'm also going to talk about other things, more important things as well. What's going on with Israel and stuff, for example. So, in comparison, there's much more things for me to talk about and post about for sure. But the reason why I'm talking about this is because for quite a while now, I just want to talk about this because you got so many people that feel that basically being a glutton is not only okay, but it should be glorified. Now, speaking from experience, it's not. Watching examples from my own mother and from myself, being a glutton is not healthy. And nobody should be shamed for saying so. Nobody should be shamed for saying that being overly weight is unhealthy, because it is. It causes a lot of health problems. It could cause it causes a lot of problems with the lungs and the heart and all kinds of things. We can't deny the facts on that. It's just true. When I was a teenager, I kind of went up and down in my weight throughout the years. And when I was 14, I weighed 140. When I was 16, I weighed back up to 140 again. And was I happy being overweight? Absolutely not, for many reasons. And so I decided when I was 17 that I wanted to lose weight. So thankfully for me at that time, I had good metabolism. So what I pretty much did was walked. I would just come home from school and just walk around town every day, and I dropped 20 pounds very quickly. I didn't change my diet. I still ate pretty much anything I wanted to. Now, in these days, I don't think I get by with that so easily, because I'm older now. I had children since then, so I don't think I can eat all I want to now. But if I gone out and walked around, I'm pretty sure that still help me now. But I do want to know other techniques that I could use to help me lose weight, because I want to lose more weight again. And it's just been so confusing because there's so many different things out there that people say, "Oh, this works and that like I can't remember his name, but you got this one guy saying that you don't have to do any cardio at all, and you don't have to change your diet. You just have to go by a certain. You have to do things according to your body type." Well, I looked into that and I tried to send it to my dad because my dad was wanting to lose weight. And I told him it sounded like, it could be legit, but then he said he tried it and it did not work. So I'm like, oh crap. Well, can't trust that one now. So, but again, so because so many people say so many different things, you just don't know which is true, which is all just out there just to get money, and what's really legit hardly anymore. So I don't want to trust anything on TV that's commercialized. I want to hear it from real people that's actually tried this or that, and they say this actually does work. Because anybody could get paid to say, "Oh yeah, I've done this, and I lost all this, and I've gotten muscle, and all da 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 da." Anybody could be paid to say that, right? But anyway, when I lost a lot of weight, I felt a whole lot better about myself. I felt more confident, more comfortable in my skin, and I was healthier. And I loved being in a healthier place. With my mom, um, she was one of the biggest reasons why I do not want to let myself get very big again. Because for many years, my mom, she was real overweight and she did suffer a whole lot of issues in her health. And because of her experiences, what she went through, she made me and my brother promise her that we would never allow ourselves to get there, to be like the way she used to be. Thankfully, my mom is not, that overweight anymore. She got the gastro bypass surgery, and it did indeed help her lose a lot of weight. But I do caution, though, if you do think of looking into that, I do caution because with my mom, she can hardly, she has a hard time eating a lot of food. I mean, the whole purpose of it is that supposed to stop you from eating too much food, which it does do, but she has a hard time eating, very little food sometimes, many times, and because of that, she's not getting all the nutrients that she needs. So I would I would really look into it before consider getting it. And the thing is, with my mom, it could be, it could be just the case with her. I'm not saying it's like that for every person that gets gastro bypass. It's just that's just, as far as I know, that's just isolated case with her. But that's what's going on with her. She has hard time, eating a lot of food, and she had to go to surgery to to have them basically open her up a little bit more so she could consume more food. That's what was going on with her. So if you are a person that's overweight thinking about getting gastro bypass, I would do a lot of serious research on it before doing it. Okay? Because like I said, in the situation, my mom might be an isolated case. Maybe, I don't know. But the thing is, you're going to have to proceed with caution with any surgery you get anyway these days. So again, do your research, please. Do your research. I mean, my mom and I both, were made fun of, have people pick on us, have many people say awful things about us. So when it comes to the left saying that people shouldn't be, bullied for being overweight, I do agree with them on that. I very much agree with them on that part that people should not be bullied for being weighed. I mean, I know some people in the past would think that shaming, doing that would inspire them to want to lose weight. It may be like that in some cases, but in a lot of others it doesn't. Rather than it just makes things worse. Because there are people, I mean, not everybody becomes overweight because they just want to be lazy. People, get overweight because they're suffering, because they're eating a lot, you know, due to depression over something, having an eating disorder. There's different things besides people just being lazy and just want to stuff their face. I mean, does excuse, picking up bad habits? Obviously not. But instead of shaming them, just like I say with other situations, instead of shaming them, you have to get to the bottom of what's going on with them that's making them, feel that way. Just like I say, like for example, with LGBT people or whatever, instead of just, or a person that got a million tattoos or piercings or whatever, you can't just look on the outside surface and just, be like they're all doom and gloom, because you got to think, okay, what led them to this point? Why are they here? Why did they turn to drugs? Why did they turn to alcohol? Why did they turn to this? I mean, why are they here? The first thing you need to do is, get to the bottom, get to the core problem, and then work from there. So I would advise people that are struggling, that have eating disorders, whatever, to get counseling. Most importantly, they should try to seek the Lord and allow Him to help them get over whatever it is that they're struggling with. Get counseling, surround yourself with people that truly understand you, that truly will help you, encourage you encourage you, but also tell you the truth. Because you don't want someone to encourage you to stay in a bad behavior or in a bad habit. You want someone to encourage you to get out of it. Like, for smokers, the best thing for them is to encounter a person that used to be a smoker that can, help them know how to get out of it and not encourage them to stay in that bad habit. Same thing with people eating disorders or other things. You can love someone and not love, the bad habit. So that's where I disagree with the left, because the left wants to encourage bad habits. They want to encourage people to put themselves in positions where they're hurting their health. And that's not a good thing at all. I mean, I know for a lot of them, they're not doing it to hurt anybody, but they are being ignorant. And because they're ignorant, they're not seeing that by encouraging, unhealthy habits like that, it's only going to hurt the person more than help them. So instead of bullying people for being overweight, whatever, and also instead of encouraging them to stay there, we just need to give them the facts, just like I say in a lot of my other videos, just give them the facts lovingly, you know, give them the support that they need. You don't have to support them to make them want to stay there. You want to encourage them to get them better, to better themselves, to get more healthy. But we also have to recognize we can't force people to do anything. So, give them the information they need. If they don't want to do it, you can't force them. But do not encourage them to stay where they're at, because that is not helping them either. It's only going to actually make things worse for them. But I definitely agree with the left when they say that overweight people should not be made fun of for being overweight. I definitely agree with it because I know what it's like to be in that position. And it's not fun. It is not fun. It is very painful. And honestly, it did not encourage me to want to lose weight. I didn't choose to lose weight. You know, that didn't want to. I didn't want to lose weight because of them bullying me. I just wanted to lose weight because I wanted to feel better for myself, for me. I recognized I was heading down the road where my mom did not want me to go. I looked at myself in the mirror, realized I was taking myself the wrong direction, and I had to change that. And I have to honestly change it again because I am right now not in a good spot. I'm 31 years old, and as of now, I weigh 167 pounds. And I know a lot of people will laugh and say, oh, come on, that's nothing. You may count that as nothing, but I'm still leading myself in the wrong direction again. So I have to reroute myself, so to speak, get myself healthy again, and keep myself there. And not just for me, but also for my family. Because first off, as a mother, I have to be a better example for my children. As a wife, even though my husband, he never he he actually hates it when I dog on myself about my weight. He actually hates it when I do that. He tells me, you need to stop it, you're fine, which I'm appreciative of, but I want to look good for him too. I want to look better for him. I also want to look better for myself. I want to be comfortable in my own skin. And I am not comfortable being overweight. That's just the truth for me. I mean, if you're a person that's comfortable being overweight, if that's what you want, I guess that's what you want. It's not healthy, but that's your choice in your life. But for me, I'm never going to accept the message that being overweight should be encouraged or that being overweight should be the standard for beauty, because it's not. And plus, as I read from the Bible, gluttony is not a good thing for us spiritually either, especially when we make food our idol. And that's easy to do. It's just as easy to make food our idol as it is as easy as making money or lust our idols. So I want to improve myself for Lord's sake, my children's sake, my own sake. And I can't just sit around and do nothing. I have to work for it. Because I've also noticed people are trying to make it way too easy for others to not actually work out. Like, they come up with these weird inventions that supposedly helps them lose weight while the person does about nothing. Like, one of them that I've seen, I don't know what it's called, but it's this board that basically moves a lot, kind of vibrates quite a lot, and you stand on it and it shakes your whole entire body. And they basically say all you have to do is stand on it, let it shake you for a while, and you're losing weight. I'm sorry, but that's just way too easy. For me, that is lazy and that is way too easy. And that's not the type of thing I would want to do to help me lose weight. I want to actually work for it. Because the best things in life, you have to work for it. We shouldn't make it as easy as possible for ourselves. Because the more we do that, the more lazy we become. And laziness is not a good thing either. Because laziness is pretty much being like a sloth, being slothful. Yeah, working hard for it kind of sucks. It's not easy, but it's not supposed to be. A lot of things in this life are not supposed to come by as easy. But the results are always worth the hard work. We have been conditioned in this country to want everything at the snap of our fingers, very way too easily. We need to go back to the days where we where we're proud of working hard and not viewing working hard as such a awful, shameful, impossible thing. There was a time where Americans used to be proud of working hard and say, yeah, I did this. I got this farm built from the ground up. Yeah, I've done this. I built this company from the ground up. Yes, I accomplished this. I worked hard to become a great singer. I mean, or yes, I've accomplished, losing over, 150 pounds and doing a lot of exercise. I mean, there was a time that a lot of Americans used to be, and I know there still are some now. I'm not saying nobody is like that now, but it used to be normal to be proud to work hard, and now it seems like we're being conditioned to feel otherwise. And I don't want to go down that road because it's not healthy for any of us. So let's focus on being spiritually healthy, mentally healthy, emotionally healthy, and physically healthy. And not just for our own sakes, but also for the sakes of our loved ones. My mom was being a wise woman and telling me and my brother right when she told us to not put ourselves in a situation that she put herself in. She did not love it. She did not find it glamorous. When I did put myself in that situation more than once, it's not glamorous. It's not fun. It shouldn't be glorified. It shouldn't be honored. We need to hear the truth and have someone love us enough to say, look, you're heading down the wrong road. Turn around. That's what we need. We don't need to be bullied, but we don't need to be exalted either. May the Lord be with you all. Have a great day. Shalom.